Good morning, Greg here, burning both ends, burning on the front end of Thursday. It's 6:03 a.m. Pacific. It is the first day of summer, 2018, June 21st, so excited for that. Got the garage door open here. I guess the sun is starting to come up. Mostly a white sky here in Albany, California, but it's just beautiful, nice and cool. Got that fresh air coming in, love it. Really gets me going in the morning. Really just appreciate the weather here in Northern California. So last night we had one of the longest posts ever. Excited about that. Today's going to be a short one. I want to get right into banging out a couple things before we hit the top of the hour. That's when the girls get up, and that's when the aspiring entrepreneur transforms into daddy, and we get going on. I think I got lunches today. My wife and I, we split up, right? Whoever's taking the girls to camp/school, they do breakfast, and then whoever is not does lunches. It's kind of how we split it up. I find that it really brings a lot of clarity to the morning when we get those little kind of minute decisions kind of done on the front end, or not front end, but just kind of, it's just knowing what we're doing, because it's amazing how the morning you got to bang out all these tasks. And so any time, in my opinion, spent like deciding on these trivial things is just a waste. I mean, you don't want to burn accidentally 5 or 10 minutes in the morning because a lack of preparation. I find it really helps, right? We both wake up, we know what we have to do with the kids, and then there's the whole curveball of how the kids are going to behave in the morning. Usually they're really good, but every now and again you get a little bit of excitement, you get a little bit of emotion coming out. So, and typically it's around clothes, picking out clothes, what they're going to wear. So we'll see though. We will see. So as far as things I'm doing this morning, so went through the success journal. Still really enjoying that. And the other thing I really been enjoying with iCore is I've been working from home, so I can really focus on the work, because a lot of the work for iCore, it's pretty much me and my 2 teammates. But a lot of the work that I have to do as the entrepreneurial lead is just me, like setting up these customer discovery interviews. That is pretty much just me, just hunkering down on executing this funnel, bringing people into the funnel, bringing them through the funnel. And a lot of this is just, I just need to just stay focused. And when I'm in the office, it's very easy for me to get, distracted, but like not in a bad way. Distracted as in like, here someone comes into my office and I need to help them with something, or I need to go to a different building to support someone else. So it's distracted from the iCore work, but it's not like distracted from doing work, right? It's a very positive thing, but it can be very negative toward iCore, right? If that makes sense. So I've been working from home, really enjoying that. I find I'm a lot more effective and efficient from home. I'm in this great space. I can crank my music when I need to. I can get on the phone, because also, actually, I don't really even have an office at work. I have a cubicle, so there really is no privacy. And so, not that I need privacy, because what I'm talking about is, it needs to be private. It's just more, I have this feeling that I'm interrupting people, and I'm just, if I'm on the phone constantly, which I'm I'm on the phone a lot for this iCore program, I could see it being problemsome. So been working from home, and you can kind of see got some of the not say the beard, but the 5 o'clock shadow times, like 2 days of not shaving. So I'm gonna be biking in this morning, gonna be hitting the shower, hitting the shave. So excited for that. Come out feel kind of fresh and clean, and and so that's today's like post child wake up action plan. So the action plan between now and 7 is I didn't buy my plane tickets to New York City last night, so I definitely want to do that. And I also want to give a huge shout out to LinkedIn. I really been digging that. Part of what I was doing last night was so if you look at my success journal, so my tech transfer row number 8 there, I have this little thing about reaching out to Jeff again. So I want to connect with Jeff about tech transfer, and email was not working, and so I decided to DM him on LinkedIn, and that worked like a charm. Oh, it was awesome. So he and I were in this great discussion late last night through LinkedIn DM, and I'm just loving LinkedIn. For some reason, it seems to like have different rules than regular email, and this kind of leads me to this: email has to go away in business. It needs to be replaced by something else, because I'm also seeing this in a different space, and this is what led me to these Google sites, and I'll talk about this just for a second. So, something that I do a lot at work, right? I'm an engineer, so I get a lot of quotes for custom hardware, and typically we get 3 quotes or more just to do a nice comparative analysis, just so we're sure that we're not getting taken advantage of, and also it's just good practice. It's just good to make sure that because if you stick with one vendor, you never know. Sometimes a vendor quotes a custom part with I really don't want to get this work, but if I do, I'm going to make a lot of money because I got a huge backlog, or for whatever reason. So either they jack up the price, or they draw out the lead time. And so it's good to have these competitive quotes, just to make sure that that's not happening by accident. And it's not the vendor's fault. Sometimes it's just they've got so much work, and what I'm asking them to do is a little bit orthogonal to their wheelhouse, and therefore they want to make sure that they don't lose their shirt over it because they're a small business, so on and so forth. So anyway, imagine these 3 quotes that come in at different times from different people, and I have a small team of engineers and scientists that need to look at the quotes and review them. And so how do I present these quotes to the small team in such a way that they can very effectively and efficiently review them, ask their questions, and there will be questions, and I'll have to go back to the vendors, and let's say there are 3 vendors, and now I have 3 people, and let's say I get 6 different questions, and 1 question for each of the vendors, and so I got to compile all that, get back to the vendors, and then bring that information back to the team, and do that back and forth. And if it's all through email, it gets ugly real quick. It really does, because what you get is this thread, and then you get people coming in randomly to the thread, not coming in randomly, but like one of the folks changing the subject of the thread, or there's this lack of continuity, right? Especially when you get that thing where not that thing, but the way email works, where it keeps including everyone's the entire thread, and so you're building this ridiculously long email, and one person forgets to reply all, and then the other person just replies to a few, and then I get a comment randomly in a text message, and then I see someone in the hallway and they say, "Oh, that quote, blah 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 blah. Can you ask them about this other thing?" And okay, let me write that down. Make sure that so you can see how it just information can come from all directions, but it's all relevant to these 3 quotes. And so how can I keep these 3 quotes somewhere in a cloud and keep this discussion in a reasonable format underneath it, right? And I don't know what that is. I mean, I'd love to figure out what that could be. That's really slick and really easy. And this is this thing that I'm imagining is going to replace email. It's right, because all I ever work on at work are projects. And so how can this be like under some project in a cloud where there's this item of these quotes for this specific part, and I can just bring the files there. I can revision manage the quotes, because one of the questions might kick off a revision from one vendor, right? But not the other 2 for some reason, right? All these little details. And if I'm just tracking it all in email, I'm making myself crazy. And I'm also making it difficult for my team members to kind of get the big picture of what's going on. And then what happens a lot with what we do is, maybe because of the result of the quote, that might change the direction of the project. We might, you know what, that's too expensive, or that's going to take too long to get here, so we need to change direction and do something else. But we still want to maintain that kind of quote package for a year from now, or 6 months from now. And so I'm going to want to go back to it in 6 months and make sense of it. And imagine trying to dig up all those emails. I'm like, wasn't there a text message that one time with the thing? And then I got a phone call from the vendor one time, and we resolved something there. So that's not even written down anywhere. You can see the problem. So anyway, so much for a super short post. So this is I want to figure out how to do this. This is why I've been so much into these Google sites, because I can just kind of link a bunch of things there. But it would be nicer if it was something that was a little bit more automated. So that's where I will leave it right now. So I haven't thought about what this replacement of business email is yet, but it's definitely working in my brain here in the background. So that's it for today's post. So very exciting day, site to hit the day. Got a lot of interesting things going on today, and yeah, should be a lot of fun. So this channel is all about an aspiring entrepreneur's journey, and this is my journey. This is the things I'm doing. The success journal, for example, is something I'm putting in place to see if it can bring me success, see if it can really manage my tasks, and it's doing a great job right now. And this 1 week chunk, I'm doing it in like a week chunk at a time, and it's really working out well. So that is that. So please subscribe, comment down below, tell me about your journey. I'd love to be of service. That's the big piece of this channel, is being of service. So ask questions, ask me for help. I'd love to help you however I could. Yeah. And then check out the description. I got some links to some great motivational sites. I've got some great music down there that I'm really into right now, the psychedelic ambient, some playlists I put together on SoundCloud. And then the beat in the background is an Afro beat inspired by Fela Kuti. G Money is my alter ego. I write these beats. So check them out. This is one of my favorites. It's called SDS. It's named after my daughter, my oldest daughter. So that's it. So have a great day. Go out, kick some butt, crush it, inspire people, do great things, and I will see you tonight.